For the past couple of years, leaked lists have officially been shown off for future Funko NFT sets. And usually when one of these lists come out, I like to make my predictions of the possible redeemables for these sets if they were to be confirmed. And although a lot of times I get every single one wrong, there's quite a bit of times where I get at least some of them correct. So I'm DK Wrestler, and in today's video, I'm going to be looking at every single 2024 Funko NFT set that were originally on these leaked/rumored lists, and I'm going to look at my predictions and compare them to what they actually ended up being for the redeemables. And I want to repeat again, it's only for the ones that were on the leaked list, so not every 2024 set is going to be in this video. So let's get right to it. And the first set we're talking about is Squid Game Series 1. I had the frontman as the Grail, legendary pops of Seong Ji-hoon with red hair, the recruiter from the very beginning of the show, the detective that's throughout the show that ends up being the brother of the frontman, and then the royalty pop being Freddy Funko as 001. And for the actual set, I did get the frontman and Seong Ji-hoon correct. Not only did I get them correct, but I got them correct in the right spots, where the frontman did indeed become the Grail and Seong Ji-hoon ended up being a legendary. Star Trek The Next Generation Series 1. I had predicted the Grail pop to be Captain Picard, legendary pops of Will Riker, Data, Deanna Troi, and then the royalty being Freddy Funko as Geordi LaFour. And with the actual set that had came out, I technically got Captain Picard correct. And I say technically because when I originally did this list, I actually thought that all of these specific pops were going to be a blacklight version, basically basing off of the OG Star Trek NFT set where it was blacklight versions of already existing characters. So I technically got Captain Picard right, but it was actually wrong because all the pops that I predicted here were blacklight versions. So realistically it was wrong, but you can say it was correct because I did say Captain Picard. Star Wars Series 1. So for the Grail, I had predicted Obi-Wan Kenobi from The Phantom Menace, legendary pops of Bail Organa, Chancellor Palpatine, a training Luke Skywalker, Chewbacca with C-3PO on his back, and then a new version of Boba Fett with the royalty being Freddy Funko as Darth Vader. And with this set, I pretty much didn't get anything correct. With the royalty, it was a little bit of a risk saying Freddy Funko as Darth Vader, considering that with the Mickey and Friends set being a drop exclusive, there was no Freddy Funko pop, and I wasn't sure if it also implied to Star Wars, since it is owned by Disney, that there wouldn't also be a Freddy Funko related pop in this set, so I'm not surprised that that ended up being incorrect, and I'm sure that's going to be the same thing when we eventually get the possible announcement of Marvel Series 1 in 2025. April Fool's Series 2. So for the Grail, I had Drops mascot Max Tokenhead with a Freddy Funko doll with legendary pops of the Egg Dog and Gator, the persona of Mike Becker, and then the royalty being Judy. And then with the redeemable pops, didn't get anything correct. Now on a technicality, I did get Judy correct, but it ended up being released for the Funko Ween Series 2 set, even though it was originally presented as a part of the April Fool's set. My logic behind Max Tokenhead with a Freddy Funko doll was the fact of the Grail of the first set being Freddy Funko holding a Max Tokenhead doll. My Little Pony Series 2. So for the Grail, I had predicted Mr. Shy with legendaries of Mrs. Shy, Spike, Applejack, Star Swirl the Bearded, and then the royalty being Freddy Funko as Groger. And then for the redeemables, I actually did get the Applejack correct. This was one of those sets in 2024 that I had the least knowledge of, so it honestly was luck that I actually got the Applejack redeemable correct. Warner Brothers Horror Series 2. So for the Grail, I had Ed Warren from The Conjuring with legendary pops of Lorraine Warren from The Conjuring, the Painted Lady from It, a new version of Jack Torrance from The Shining, and then Marco from Lost Boys with the royalty being Freddy Funko as Richie. And then for this actual set, I got none of the redeemables correct. And I am surprised that there wasn't anything It related as terms of the set. Scooby-Doo Series 2. For the Grail, I had predicted a different version of Scooby-Doo with legendary pops of Black Knight, Sea Beast, Moon Monster, and the Zombie, with the royalty being Freddy Funko as Witch Doctor Unmasked. When it came to the actual redeemable set, I did get the Black Knight correct and the Scooby-Doo correct. I got the Black Knight correct, but the only thing I got wrong was the fact that it actually ended up being a Grail pop for the set and not a legendary, and with the Scooby Scooby-Doo, there was one, but it actually wasn't the Grail of the set. It was for the brand new rarity, being the Ultra Rarity. 2 redeemables correct, I just got the rarities wrong. Batman 85th Series 1. I had predicted a Grail of Batman, legendaries of Robin, Batgirl, a new Ace the Bat Hound, and a new Batman Beyond, with the royalty being Freddy Funko as Batmite. And then for the actual redeemables, I technically got 50% correct with Batman, Robin, and Batgirl. Both Robin and Batgirl were on the list, and specifically under the legendary category. While Batman I did get correct, but instead of being the Grail, it's once again the case with Scooby-Doo, where Batman ended up being a pop for the new rarity of Ultra. But nonetheless, I technically got 50% of this set correct. Disney Afternoon Series 1. So for the Grail, I had predicted a Chip from Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers with legendary pops of Max Goof, a stone version of Broadway from Gargoyles, Tor's Bulba from Darkwing Duck, and Mosenrath from Aladdin, with the royalty being Dale from Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers. And with the actual set of redeemables, I didn't get a single pop correct. So besides getting a couple of licensors correct, yeah, no redeemables were correct here. Daria Series 1. And for this set, I had predicted the Grail pop to be a different version of Daria, the legendary pop being an Ultra Cola Brittany, and then the royalty being Freddy Funko as Trent Lane. And for this set, I technically got all of them correct in a way, with the addition of the Grail being Jane Lane. Of course, Daria was inevitable, but I got it wrong where I thought it was going to be the Grail, but it ended up being a legendary. I did get Brittany correct, but it was a regular version and not the Ultra Cola one, because I thought that maybe they would do a regular one for a Comic-Con exclusive down the line. And then I said Freddy Funko as Trent Lane, but they actually made Trent Lane himself, also another character I thought they would make as a Comic-Con exclusive down the line and not a part of the NFTs. So in a way, I got pretty much the majority of these correct with an additional character, but it kind of was wrong with how specific I was with this set. Universal Monster Series 1. So for the Grail, I had predicted Frankenstein with legendary pops of The Bride of Frankenstein, Wolfman, Phantom of the Opera, and Creature from the Black Lagoon, and then the royalty being Freddy Funko as Dracula. And for the set, I technically got Frankenstein and The Bride of Frankenstein correct. And I say technically once again because I remember when originally predicting these, I thought that this was going to be an entire set of blacklight pops. Frankenstein did end up being a Grail for the set, which is what I predicted, and Bride of Frankenstein was a legendary, which is what I also predicted. Rick and Morty Series 1. So for the Grail, I had predicted Rick D. Sanchez III, the legendary being Cop Morty, Prince Nebulon, Arthricia, and Morty Jr., with the royalty being Freddy Funko as Mr. Meeseeks. And with the actual redeemables, I got none of them correct, which honestly, I kind of knew going into when these redeemables got officially announced that I would get none of them correct, because I felt this was all over the place. Cartoon Network Series 1. So for the Grail, I had Samurai Jack with the red eyes, with legendary pops of Heat Blast from Ben 10, Coco and Wilt as separate pops from Foster's Home from Imaginary Friends, and Bunny Bravo from Johnny Bravo, with the royalty being Freddy Funko as Dexter, and the redeemables that ended up getting announced were all incorrect from my predictions. And not gonna lie, this is one of those sets where I honestly find that the one I predicted would have actually been better than what Funko had actually released. Alien Series 1. So for the Grail, I had predicted a new version of Ellen Ripley, then legendary pops of Dallas, Kane, Dog Alien, and Newborn, with the royalty being Freddy Funko with the facehugger attached to it. And for the actual redeemables, I did get one correct with the Ellen Ripley. Got the rarity incorrect, but got the redeemable correct. And then with the Freddy Funko, they actually did with the chest burster. That's what I was thinking of when it came to the Kane pop that I had predicted for this set. And this is a set where I'm also surprised that there was a Freddy Funko, because it was a drop exclusive. Batman 85th Series 2. So for the Grail, I have Harley Quinn with legendary pops of Bane, Mr. Freeze, and Catwoman, with an ultra figure of the Joker, and the royalty being Freddy Funko as Two-Face, which for this set, I technically got a couple correct with Catwoman, the Joker, and then in a way, the Two-Face that was an ultra figure. Of course, I said Freddy Funko as Two-Face, but Two-Face was still a part of this set, so I was kind of correct on that. And with the Joker, it ended up being backwards of what I've been doing, is that if I'm predicting a Grail, it ends up being an Ultra, but in this case, it was an Ultra that ended up being a Grail. And then Catwoman ended up coming true in the Legendary section. It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia Series 1. So all of the pops that I had predicted were based off of the episode where they were pretty much on the knockoff Family Feud. So it was going to be a Grail pop of Frank with legendaries of Dennis, Charlie, D, and Mac, with then the royalty being Freddy Funko as the game show host. And for the actual redeemables, technically I got the majority of these correct, where it was the main 5 characters from that original wave of pops. And my logic for the predictions was the fact that I didn't think that they were going to do brand new characters for the NFT set, and today, the Festival of Fun Series 1 set got announced. And so for this specific set with the template I created a few months back, I had predicted that there would be a mythic 2-pack of a Gingerbread Freddy and Franny, the Grail being Gingerbread Proto, then legendary pops of a Elf Franny Funko, Proto the Reindeer, Freddy Funko Santa, and the Ghost of Christmas Franny, with then the royalty being Freddy the Snowman. And I can already tell, because it's also like a railway themed, it seems, that I'm probably gonna get all of these wrong, but let's finally check out these redeemables for the first time. Alright, so it looks like there's a total of 6 redeemables here for Festival of Fun Series 1, which, like we predicted, there was a mythic 499 pieces. It's what looks to be a 10-inch Proto as Nutcracker, which this is pretty sweet. I actually was surprised that it was a 10-inch because it had a railway theme, I assumed that after making my predictions that we may have gotten the first pop rides for the Funko NFTs with like Freddy Funko with a train. The Grail, which is Franny Funko riding a reindeer, which is pretty interesting. A legendary of Franny Funko as Ice Skater, and it looks like it's like an ice statue, which is pretty sweet. We got ourselves Freddy the Snowman. So, ladies and gentlemen, we actually technically got one redeemable correct here, but I got it wrong as terms to thinking it was the royalty, but it's actually a legendary Proto as Santa Claus. Very interesting. I was a little off there. I thought it was going to be Freddy Funko as Santa Claus, but it's actually Proto as Santa Claus. And then last but not least, we have the royalty, which is Freddy Funko on the engine. So actually it is Freddy Funko on the train as the royalty instead of what I assumed may have been like an actual pop rides and it being the mythic. Anyways, guys, that's gonna be the end of today's video. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let me know down below on your thoughts of my predictions compared to the actual redeemables, and I hope to see you guys on another video here on the channel. 1, 2, 3, I'm out of here.